Because I couldn't imagine me myself saying, hey, you know what? As someone who has been at the very bottom to trying to ascend to like some level of success, I could never imagine going, you know what would be really cool? I'm gonna play a joke on someone like this and pretend that I'm a GM and I'm drafting you when actually I'm not, and then I'm gonna hang up and just giggle about it. I mean, what the hell are we doing? Seriously, what are we doing when we think that kind of crap is funny?
I don't know. Trying to get likes on TikTok.
I don't have words for it.
Right. Lewis,
what do you get when NFL suits panic over a 21-year-old quarterback? A Browns meltdown so bad, even their mascot wants out. Lewis Riddick just torched their front office. And let's just say, Shadur Sanders didn't even have to throw a pass to make him sweat. You gotta see this.
No, there was no pads. No, there was none of that. But one of the things I thought that Shedeur did was he had to overdo it. Shedeur has to overwin. Shedeur has to not only win these battles, he has to do it in a way where he's above reproach. I think he did it in 3 ways. I think he acclimated himself well with his teammates. You see taking pictures, you see people already throwing the rollie up in the picture, right? I thought he did a great job on the microphone. I thought they asked him some questions. I thought the jerseys thing was very self-deprecating. I think he answered a tough question when I believe Mary Kay asked him, hey, President Trump loves you, bro. What do you think about that? He got a lot of questions that people could have tripped over.
The Browns front office just got hit with a verbal smackdown from Lewis Riddick so clean, it should have come with a Surgeon General's warning. And the best part? Shadur Sanders didn't even say a word. He just existed, and that was apparently enough to send Cleveland's management into DEFCON 1.
Shadur Sanders is showing signs of improvement, and it could be scary for the opposing NFL teams. Let me explain. Here he has a pass and he climbs a pocket and throws downfield. Granted, this pass should have been intercepted by Mitchell, but let's not focus on that. Let's focus on how he's processing the rush. In Buffalo, he would run backwards, hoping to make a play. Instead, he is climbing the pocket, keeping his eyes downfield. And that is the difference between him in Buffalo and him in Cleveland, meaning he's learning from his mistakes and he's growing, meaning he is listening to the coaches when they criticize him. So
my job isn't to prove people wrong, it's to prove myself right. If that doesn't sound like a starting quarterback in the NFL to you, then I don't know what does. Shedeur gave that beautiful quote in a recent interview at Browns minicamp. And I think that really sums up his mentality as a player. He's not worried about all the extra stuff. He's not worried about all the outside opinions saying you fell to the 5th round of the draft, you weren't good enough, you're the 2nd quarterback drafted by the Browns. None of that. He does not care. He's just out there balling. And I think that that's the mentality that's ultimately going to make Shadur the starter at some point this season. Just in case.
Let's set the scene. Browns camp is in full swing. The air is thick with desperation, and somewhere in the corner, the front office execs are holding an emergency meeting about a college quarterback who hasn't even declared for the draft yet. That's right, Shadur Sanders is living rent-free in their heads, and he hasn't even packed a U-Haul. Enter Lewis Riddick, ESPN's resident mind reader and football truth teller, who looked at the Browns' recent panic and basically said, yeah, they're scared. And it's hilarious. Not scared of Shadur failing. Oh no, they're scared of what happens if he succeeds. Because let's be real, Shadur walks into a room like he owns the building, and when he plays, it's like watching your Wi-Fi go from 2G to fiber optic. Smooth, fast, and suddenly you're asking, why were we tolerating garbage before? Meanwhile, Cleveland's QB situation looks like a group project where everyone forgot the deadline.
What was that pick, 146? We thought he was good value at 146. We have good process, okay? And if you just told me, let's see, we picked him on Saturday, right? Friday night driving home, y'all are going to pick Shedeur. I would say that's not happening. But we had a conversation early that morning, and then we had a conversation later that day. I think we had the right people involved in the conversation. At the end of the day, that's Andrew Berry's call. Andrew made the call to pick Shedeur. Just like who's going to start or what play we're going to call is Kevin's call. But that's Andrew's call. He made the call.
Man, you know what? I love it, man. I love to hear it, man. So it says here, man, the 5th rounder, Shadur Sanders has been outperforming Dylan Gabriel, and it's not even close, per Zach Jackson. Jackson noted there have been no pads at all or contact at rookie minicamp, but he said that Sanders is clearly out to a better start than Gabriel, okay? This is what an NFL quarterback is supposed to look like, Jackson said of Sanders. First and foremost, the NFL knows what they're doing. The NFL
So now the Browns, a franchise famous for making quarterback decisions like they're drawing names out of a hat during a blackout, are trying to act proactive. You know, like they meant to fumble the last 10 years into a flaming dumpster so they could rebuild it all for the glorious arrival of someone else. Not Shedeur. No, definitely not Shedeur. They're just coincidentally having meetings and coincidentally scouting other QBs while coincidentally ignoring the sirens going off every time Shedeur's name trends. Let's not pretend this is normal. Most teams prep for the season by focusing on actual players under contract. But the Browns? They're out here stress dreaming about a man still eating college cafeteria food. You know it's bad when your game plan involves hoping Shedeur just forgets the NFL exists.
Okay, boys, so now the Browns started team period, and Shadur Sanders was the second quarterback to go up. He was running with the twos, and Zach Jackson comes out and says Sanders to touchdown to Florida on a crossing route. Now, how they did it in the Kenny Pickett reps was they started on the 35, going to the end zone. Was this a 35-yard touchdown by Shadur Sanders?
Shadur Sanders has looked impressive in mandatory minicamp. It seems like in every clip you see, he's just getting better and better. Even though we have not seen him rep with the first team, we've still been seeing him take full advantage of all of his opportunities. Scouts have been saying he's been showing no fear at all, and he's been throwing in tight windows and pushing it straight down the field. He has clean composure in the pocket, and that's simply just rare for a rookie quarterback. Not saying that he's just been all perfect, but you can tell he's been working really hard on some of his flaws, and he's consistently just doing what he has to do on a daily basis. Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski has been saying not to necessarily look into first team rep. He's saying the Browns are in their installation phase right now.
And Riddick didn't hold back. He basically painted a picture of a front office scrambling to cover up the fact that they've made more bad decisions than a reality TV contestant during a tequila-fueled proposal. It's not that Shedeur might be better than what they have. It's that he definitely is, and they know it. And that's terrifying. Because once a guy like Shedeur steps onto the NFL stage, he doesn't just compete. He recalibrates expectations. He's not walking into Cleveland to sit quietly and develop. No, sir. He's bringing cameras, hype, energy, confidence, and a fan base so loud they'll make Dog Pound look like a therapy group. And Cleveland? They're not built for that. They're built for mediocrity with a side of maybe next year. They want safe picks, vanilla strategies, and quarterbacks who throw checkdowns like it's an art form.
Right now, as Mel just mentioned, are taking a gamble. They're taking a gamble. The teams who need a quarterback, and if you pass on him and he winds up having a Drew Brees type of career, a Tom Brady type of career, which he's totally capable of, you're going to sit back and teams are going to, there's going to be a lot of revisionist history on him.
Everybody keeps saying, Gee, Bush, why is Shedeur getting them first-team reps? He should be getting them first-team reps, dog. He's been, first and foremost, he's been the best quarterback in camp. Now, look, Joe Flacco ain't had many opportunities. There was a whole day I saw he didn't throw the ball at all. Here's my theory on the situation. They already know who's starting in the number 2 is. They already know. Joe Flacco and Shadur Sanders is already locked up. You're missing the boat, people. You're missing the boat. Your boy, Kenny Pickett and Dylan Gabriel, they're fighting for the 3rd position.
Shedeur is none of those things. He throws bombs. He moves like he's playing Madden on rookie difficulty, and he carries himself like a CEO who just bought the stadium. So when Riddick pointed out that the Browns look like they're tiptoeing around Shedeur's future, it wasn't speculation. It was an intervention. Like, hey, maybe stop pretending he's not a problem just because you don't want to deal with him. That's not strategy. That's denial with a helmet on. Meanwhile, other franchises are already preparing the red carpet. They're watching his Colorado games like they're Game of Thrones finales. Even teams with franchise QBs are whispering, so, what if we just upgraded? And the Browns are in the corner, clutching a dry erase board like it's a magic talisman that will protect them from the inevitable.
All right, I'm going to keep this short, sweet, and simple. The Cleveland Browns are a joke. Let Shadur Sanders get away from that organization. Y'all can do whatever else y'all want. I just don't care, because at this point, it's like, that's the only person we care about with the Browns, and the fact that he's, like, literally forced to be in this trash situation, trash organization, like, literally, just let Shedeur go, and then, literally, y'all can do whatever else y'all want, because nobody's even going to cover it. It's literally because Shadur Sanders there is that we even know about how many quarterbacks and how trash you guys are, and don't even know how to decide. Like, literally, Deshaun Watson's injured, and y'all still got 4 other people there trying to replace him. Like, bro, literally get Shedeur off your team.
What's even funnier is how they keep acting like Shedeur needs them. As if the quarterback with the NIL deals, media savvy, Hall of Fame DNA, and laser vision is going to beg for a spot on their roster. Spoiler alert, he won't. Shedeur doesn't chase, he selects. And the Browns? They're not looking like first-round picks on his short list. This isn't just about football. This is about the culture shift Shedeur represents. Young athletes with brand power, confidence, and vision are flipping the script. And the Browns, who still operate like it's 2002 and Tom Brady is just a lucky sixth rounder, are lost in that new reality. They want control. Shedeur is the control. Riddick saw all of that and said, yeah, this isn't just poor planning. This is fear in a three-piece suit. And when fear meets truth, it gets defensive. That's why we're seeing the Browns make weird PR moves and whisper sweet nothings to their current QBs.
They have a clip floating out here, and I'm going to play it right now so y'all can check it out. They have a clip playing from training camp where all the quarterbacks are going through drills. They're going through their throwing drills. They're going through their steps, not their progression, but making sure their steps and their mechanics are good. Every other player is throwing it to a Cleveland Browns player. Bro, they show us a clip of Shedeur throwing the football for his rep, and I swear to God, it looked like he's throwing it to somebody that works at Home Depot. You can't tell me the difference between this guy right here on the screen and someone that works at Home Depot.
Because deep down, they know if Shedeur enters the draft, every misstep they've made will be thrown into the brightest spotlight imaginable. Imagine the press conference, the Browns trying to explain why they passed on Shedeur in favor of whoever. Cue the stuttering. Cue the "we believe in our process" excuse while fans build cardboard cutouts of what could have been. Lewis Riddick didn't humiliate them out of spite. He did it out of pity. Like watching someone bring Uno cards to a chess match and wondering how they got this far without being eaten alive. The Browns might survive Shedeur's rise. They might even get lucky and draft a quarterback who doesn't spontaneously combust under pressure. But the fact that we're even talking about how nervous they are about someone who's still rocking college colors says everything. Shadur Sanders is the storm. And the Browns? They're the house with no roof pretending the clouds are just being dramatic.